For so many couples all across India, it's this silent monthly heartbreak. You hope, you wait, and then comes that quiet disappointment. But what if the one thing we all believe about starting a family? What if that idea is just plain wrong now?
Look, this isn't just some quote. It's the real story for millions of people who've always been told, oh, it'll happen when you want it to. Well, according to India's top fertility experts, that is the single biggest, most dangerous myth we have to shatter. Right now. 1 in 6. That's not some far-off statistic. That's how many couples in India are facing fertility challenges today. And it's being driven by things most of us don't even think about. So today, we're going to break down exactly why this is happening, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it, with some incredible insights from the renowned IVF specialist, Dr. Kaberi Banerjee. Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to start by tearing down that big fertility myth. Then we'll get into the real science behind IVF and other options. We'll navigate the tricky legal and financial stuff. And we'll finish with the most important part, a simple, proactive plan to help you take back control. So let's get right to the heart of the problem. Why does it feel like our bodies aren't playing by the same rules as our parents' or grandparents' generations? Well, the answer is literally all around us. Dr. Banerjee points the finger squarely at our modern lives. You know what I'm talking about. The food we tap an app to get, the desk jobs where we sit all day, the endless screen time that messes with our sleep, and that constant low-grade stress that's pumping our bodies full of cortisol. This isn't just some vague, be healthy advice. These things are causing direct damage to the quality of both eggs and sperm. And listen, this next part is something everyone needs to hear. For men, the body generates new sperm every couple of months, so making positive lifestyle changes can actually reverse some of the damage. But for women, it is a totally different ballgame. You are born with every single egg you will ever have. Dr. Banerjee really hammers this home. The damage done to those eggs is often semi-permanent. You just don't get to make new ones. This timeline just puts it all in stark perspective, doesn't it? We might feel like we're hitting our stride in our late 30s. Financially, emotionally, and our careers. But our biology is on a completely different clock. The slide starts around age 32, okay? But after 37, it's not a slide anymore. It's a cliff, a steep, rapid drop. And by 40, the challenge is very, very real. So, facing that reality, a lot of people turn to treatments like IVF. But this is another area where what we think we know and what's actually true, well, there's a big gap. So let's look at what this science can do, and just as important, what it can't do. This right here, this is probably the most important thing Dr. Banerjee wants everyone to understand. People think of IVF as this magic bullet, right? A guaranteed baby you can just plan for later. It's not. It is an incredible, powerful scientific tool, but it is absolutely not a guarantee. And these numbers really show you that reality in black and white. The success of any one IVF cycle is tied directly to age. If you're under 35, you're looking at about a 40% chance, which is pretty good. But look what happens after 40. It plummets to about 10%. Age is, and always will be, the biggest factor in the equation. So let's just quickly clear up the jargon you hear. IUI is a simpler first step for some couples. Egg freezing is a proactive move. It's like hitting pause, preserving your eggs at their current age for later. And IVF, the one we all know, is that powerful process where fertilization happens in a lab. All of them are amazing tools, but the one thing they all have in common, the earlier you act, the more options you have. Okay, for some people, the path might involve using a donor or a surrogate. And this is where things can get really complicated, especially in India after a huge change in the law. So, the 2021 law basically changed everything. It completely banned commercial surrogacy. That's where a woman is paid a fee to carry a pregnancy. Now, the only thing allowed is altruistic surrogacy, and it's under really strict rules. It has to be for a married Indian couple with a proven medical reason, and the surrogate can be paid for it. This also means the option is no longer available for foreigners or single men. And the rules for egg and sperm donation got a lot stricter too. It all has to be anonymous through licensed spanks. But here's the real kicker. A person can now only donate once in their entire life. It was an ethical decision, but the practical result is that it's made donors much harder to find, and that's driven up the costs. Which of course brings us to the biggest question on pretty much everyone's mind. What is all of this going to cost? Because let's be real, the financial side of this journey is a massive, massive factor. So on average, in India, you're looking at about 1 to 2 lakh rupees for a single cycle of IVF. And I cannot stress this enough, the key phrase there is a single cycle.
And that cost isn't the same everywhere. As you'd expect, getting treatment in a big metro city is generally going to be more expensive than in a tier 2 city. That's mostly down to higher overheads and things like that. The quality of care can be just as good. The price of the hormonal injections can also really vary.
And now let's connect the dots. Remember that success rate we talked about? At around 40% per try for younger couples, the reality is that many people will need to plan and budget for more than one attempt. This means the total cost, both financially and emotionally, can end up being much, much higher than just that initial number. Okay, so we've talked about the challenges, the science, the laws, the costs, but what can you do? This is the best part, the empowering part. Let's walk through Dr. Banerjee's super simple proactive plan. This is it. This is your roadmap. Step 1, get baseline tests done now, before you think there's a problem. A simple AMH blood test for women, a semen analysis for men. Step 2, make those boring lifestyle changes. They're boring, but they are scientifically proven to work. And step 3, talk to a specialist early. If you're over 35, please don't wait. Time is the one thing you can't get back. Let's just spend another second on that AMH test because it is such a powerful piece of information. It's a simple blood test that gives you a snapshot of your ovarian reserve, basically the quantity of eggs you have left. Now, it doesn't tell you the quality of those eggs, but it gives you an incredibly valuable clue about your personal timeline. It lets you plan from a place of knowledge, not just hope.
And in the end, that's what this all comes down to. The biggest risk in this whole journey isn't your biology, and it isn't the cost. It's waiting blindly. It's not knowing. Having the knowledge about your own body, that's the only thing that gives you real power and real options. So the only question left is, are you ready to go get it?